tide. When the storm gets rough, we ain't gonna hide. Popping tennis, swilling, but it won't touch me. Only love around, that's how it's gonna be. Keep moving forward, never looking back. The truth's in the power, it's an unstoppable track. In the city lights where dreams collide, we hustle through the night, fire in our stride. Whispers in the dark can't dim my glow. With rhythm in my soul, I'm ready for the show. We break the chains, rewrite the rules in this concrete jungle where nobody's fools. Unity sings louder than the lies they scheme. In our heart of the struggle, we dare to dream. Keep moving forward, never looking back. The truth's in the power, it's an unstoppable track.
Another Queen Ahmadiyyah production.
Haze on the corner, they talking real loud. Spreading no light, trying to bring me down. Enemies lurking, but I won't back away. Got a vision in my mind, I'm here to stay. Got my crew beside me, we rise like a tide. When the storm gets rough, we ain't gonna hide. Popping tennis, swilling, but it won't touch me. Only love around, that's how it's gonna be. Keep moving forward, never looking back. The truth's in the power, it's an unstoppable track. In the city lights where dreams collide, we hustle through the night, fire in our stride. Whispers in the dark can't dim my glow. With rhythm in my soul, I'm ready for the show. We break the chains, rewrite the rules in this concrete jungle where nobody's fools. Unity sings louder than the lies they scheme. In our heart of the struggle, we dare to dream. Keep moving forward, never looking back. The truth's in the power, it's an unstoppable track. Haze on the corner, they talking real loud. Spreading no light, trying to bring me down. Enemies lurking, but I won't back away. Got a vision in my mind, I'm here to stay. Got my crew beside me, we rise like a tide. When the storm gets rough, we ain't gonna hide. Popping tennis, swilling, but it won't touch me. Only love around, that's how it's gonna be. Keep moving forward, never looking back. The truth's in the power, it's an unstoppable track. In the city lights where dreams.
Right, hello everyone. Thanks for tuning back in once again to the original Queen Ahmadiyyah show. I'm your host, Queen Ahmadiyyah, and this is your morning wake-up call. So as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. All right, so with that all being said, let's see who is up in here. All right, G from the land, Deronda, DJ Big Six. All right, let's get into it. Male, above all that drama, Nene is here. All right, Claudette is in the virtual building. We the people. Okay, let's get this party started. All right, Yvette is in here. All right, Gino, Zach. All right, Leon. That crazy beach Aries, love Christy. Okay, shout out to all of my loyal royals and everyone tuned into the Queen, and a big shout out to my moderators because you all know they stay putting in work. I see you, Shalveet. Okay, so let's get into it. Emperor Rex. All right, let's have a brief word from my sponsor. Shout out to Juju and J Love the Queen. All right, here we go.
Do not buy 12 Tribes on Earth hair growth oil and hair magic elixir unless you want super healthy, gorgeous hair that grows. They have a whole line of amazing hair growth products, including hair growth leave-in conditioner spray, hair growth shampoo, hair growth spray, and hair growth butter. I'm starting to sense a theme here. They include quality natural ingredients. They smell amazing, and you can see the results for yourself. So if you're looking for healthy hair growth for your natural or relaxed hair, try 12 Tribes on Earth today.
Okay, so don't forget you can purchase 12 Tribes hair oil at Etsy.com. Just look for Lisa Crafts. And you can also find it at Walmart.com. Okay, so that all being said, don't forget that she sells beard oil. Now, let's talk about this whole thing going on with Iran, because Iran's president has said that Iran is in a full-scale war with the United States, Israel, and Europe. Okay, saying that these countries do not want Iran to be stable. So let's get into it. Then Trump came out making all kinds of crazy threats. We know he's just a whole idiot. Nothing he does or says at this point should surprise anyone. Okay, so let's get into it. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Going to this clip from ABC 7 Chicago.
Netanyahu is meeting with Secretary of State Marco Rubio ahead of a meeting with President Trump later this afternoon. The meeting comes as Iran's president says it's in a full-scale war with the U.S., Israel, and Europe. Foreign correspondent Maggie Rulli and former National Security Council Senior Director for Counterterrorism, Javid Ali, are here with more this afternoon. Maggie, I just want to start with you. These are provocative comments from Iran's president. What do you have for us on the latest on this?
Yeah, Faith, we're used to provocative comments from Iran, but this latest comment also seemed timed to provoke maximum reaction ahead of that meeting between Netanyahu and Trump. Now, Iran's president is saying not only that his country is at a full-scale war with the U.S., Israel, and Europe, but also claiming that the military is stronger than it was when the U.S. and Israel targeted Iran's nuclear sites over the summer. Now, you may remember back in June, President Trump ordered an attack on 3 of Iran's nuclear facilities using bunker buster bombs. He initially claimed their nuclear capabilities had been totally destroyed, but the government now says some of that enriched uranium wasn't eliminated, and it's unclear how far their program was actually set back.
Yeah, because Trump was at the time saying that they completely obliterated their facilities. Yeah, they did. The facilities, that is, were obliterated. But now intelligence from U.S. and Israel are saying that they very likely could have moved all the nuclear capabilities to different facilities before the B-2s even got there. Okay, so please pay attention. And then Trump's talking all this big talk, but here's the thing. Iran and Israel, at the time Trump had them, when he had them bombed back in June, that's when Iran and Israel were already in the 12-day war at that time. And then we know that U.S. and, I'm not U.S., but we know that Iran and Israel have had this ongoing beef, okay, for decades. With that being said, not only that, the United States and our European allies have hit Iran with sanctions, very serious sanctions for years. Okay. And this has basically, stifled their economy as well as their oil industry. So I said all that to say this. Here's the thing. They feel that their nuclear capabilities are essential to their survival. This is what the leaders think. And at the end of the day, I said all that to say these people are not playing. Okay. They're ready for the smoke if need be. All right, because they came out and I think I have the clip where they basically were saying, one of the members of parliament was basically saying that nobody tells Iran what to do and how to do it. Okay, so this is going to get real ugly, more likely than not. It's going to get real ugly if I'm not mistaken, but I think that it absolutely is, because I do believe that they're absolutely ready for war. And one thing to notice is Trump didn't even respond to them saying that they're in a full-scale war with the U.S., Israel, and Europe. He didn't even respond to that. He just started talking about they better not be trying to build back up their nuclear capabilities, because if so, he's going to knock the hell out of them. That's what he said, but let's continue. Likes up, everyone. Don't forget to like and share. Thank you.
And Javid, what do you make of the Iranian president's comments, and how concerned are you that this could actually lead to more attacks?
Faith, nice to be with you. And reiterating the previous points from Maggie, it's provocative, it's bold, it's belligerent, but we've heard not only the former Iranian presidents and this Iranian president say similar things, but also the Supreme Leader. And the fact that this statement was posted on the Supreme Leader's website, that is also pretty interesting. But beyond the rhetoric, I don't think it actually is backed up by the threat as described by the Iranian president. Iran is still in a pretty weak position in the aftermath of Israel's campaign against it from the summer, and then the U.S. strikes against the 3 nuclear facilities. Not saying they have no threat, but I don't think that Iran is in a position to fight both Israel and or the United States in the way it's being described by the by the Iranian president.
And we mentioned earlier that President Trump is set to meet with Netanyahu later on this afternoon. How do you expect this to factor into that meeting today?
So I'm sure that both Prime Minister Netanyahu and President Trump will assess the rhetoric if they haven't already, but I don't think it's going to move the positions based on the bilateral discussions going forward. Now, one thing that might be a point of discussion in these meetings is any potential future Israeli military action or even joint U.S.-Israeli military action against Iran if there are signs that it is reviving its ballistic missile and cruise missile and drone programs that it used against Israel, or as Maggie also mentioned, is it taking steps to reactivate parts of its clandestine nuclear weapons program? Those might be red lines for either Israel and the United States, but I don't think the rhetoric alone is going to cause a shift in policy.
Now, once in the chat, if you remember, because I know I told you all this, okay? I told you all this the beginning of the year. Once in the chat, if you remember me telling you that Trump was going to let Israel put us in a war with Iran. Once in the chat, if you all remember me telling you that, I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. Once in the chat, if you remember me telling you all that Trump was going to let Israel get us in a war with Iran, because I knew, remember, he thinks he's the king of Israel. He's got to always come to defend them no matter what. Okay, you all are putting one, so you all remember. Okay, I told y'all it was coming to it. I knew it. Because at this point, Trump is so predictable to me. Okay, so let's continue. Now, they say that Iran has promised to respond harshly to any aggression after United States President Donald Trump threatened further military action should Tehran attempt to rebuild its nuclear program or missile capabilities. Now, President Mossad Pezeshkian issued the warning on X on Tuesday, a day after Trump met with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu at his Florida estate, where he firmly leaned into the Israeli regional narrative yet again. Okay, and likely he came out and said this the day after Trump met with Benjamin Netanyahu, because he knew that of the many things that they likely discussed, Iran was one of them. Okay, so he was just letting them know. Okay, so the U.S. had not, now that's just my opinion. Now, the U.S. had not previously said that it would target Iran's missile capabilities, which has long been an Israeli aspiration, focusing instead on Tehran's nuclear program. Iran has repeatedly said its nuclear activities are for civilian purposes only, and neither U.S. intelligence nor the UN's nuclear watchdog found any evidence of atomic weapons production before the June attacks by the U.S. and Israel. So Iran has ruled out negotiating over its missile program. Okay, they're not even, it's not up for discussion. They said, we're not talking about that. Because like they said, nobody tells them what to do and how to do it. Now, the leader's comments raised the specter of renewed conflict just months after a devastating 12-day war in June that killed more than 1,100 Iranians and left 28 in Israel dead. Pezeshkian said in the response of Iran to any aggression would be severe and regret-inducing. Okay, like you're going to be sorry. That's what they're saying. It's going to be severe and regret-inducing. Okay, that's a good way to say it, that y'all going to be sorry. Now, his defiant message came hours after Trump told reporters at his Mar-a-Lago resort that Washington could carry out another major assault on Iran. So, with that all being said, they say if the Americans do not reach an agreement with the Iranians that halts their ballistic missile program, it may be necessary to confront Tehran. This is what an Israeli official told Ynet this week. Now, Pezeshkian recently described the standoff as a full-scale war with the U.S., Israel, and Europe that is more complicated and more difficult than Iran's bloody conflict with Iraq in the 1980s, which left more than 1 million dead. Woo. Now, the June war saw Israel launch nearly 360 strikes against 27 Iranian provinces over 12 days, according to conflicting monitoring group ACLED, targeting military installations, nuclear facilities, and government buildings. The assault destroyed an estimated 1,000 Iranian ballistics missiles and killed more than 30 senior military commanders and at least 11 nuclear scientists. Now, Iran fired more than 500 missiles at Israel during the conflict, with approximately 36 landing in populated areas. While Trump claimed Iranian nuclear capabilities were completely obliterated by the strikes, experts disputed that, saying Tehran may have hidden stockpiles of enriched uranium and could resume production within months. And that's likely what they did, because these people aren't stupid. They probably had all of that stuff stashed in other facilities before the B-2s even got there, like I said. Now, despite the losses, Iranian officials insist the country is now better prepared for confrontation. In a recent interview, Pezeshkian said Iran's military forces are stronger in terms of equipment and manpower than before the ceasefire. The war failed to trigger the internal unrest that it is suspected that Netanyahu had hoped for. No significant protests materialized, and daily life in Tehran largely continued despite the bombardment. All right. Y'all heard it. We the people said Iran actually got some clean-ass missiles. Well, Trump says they're not allowed to have them. Okay, he said that from day one, that they're not allowed to have those missiles. Now, with that all being said, Putin claims, and Trump took his side, Putin has come out with a claim that Ukraine attacked his residence. So let's get into it. Trump sides with Russia on claims that Ukraine targeted Putin's residence. I'm not going to be, I'm just going to tell y'all right now, Putin is probably lying. Putin is probably lying and running game on Trump, okay, to get Trump to do what he wants him to do. And that's just what my spirit tells me. I don't hardly think they attacked that man's residence. That's just me. Now, Russia on Monday accused Ukraine of trying to attack President Vladimir Putin's residence in northern Russia, which Trump said that he was very angry about, even as Kyiv has denied that it happened. The Kremlin's foreign minister, Sergei Lavrov, said Moscow's negotiating position to end its war in Ukraine was under review after it claimed that Kyiv tried to attack the presidential residence in the Novgorod region overnight with 91 long-range drones. Lavrov said all drones were destroyed by Russian air defenses with no injuries nor damage. Now, Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky, meanwhile, said Russia's claims were a complete fabrication intended to justify additional attacks against Ukraine and undermine peace talks. Now, y'all know I do not give a darn, one single darn about Vladimir Zelensky. However, I do like Putin. And when I tell you that my spirit is telling me that Putin is lying, please believe me. Okay, Putin, sit down somewhere. You know darn well this did not even happen. Okay, he is using this as leverage to play Trump yet again. And foolishly, Trump will fall for it because he has not the brain the size of a mustard seed. But let me continue. So anyway, goes on to say, Trump later on Monday appeared to take Russia's side. Of course he did. He said, I don't like it. It's not good. I heard about it this morning. You know who told me about it? President Putin told me about it. Early in the morning, he said he was attacked. Now that's no good. It's no good. Ha! That's what he said. All right, Trump to the rescue for his bro Putin. I thought they had broken up, but I guess they patched things up and are trying to work it all out. Maybe they went to couples counseling. Who knows? Anyway, White House Press Secretary Carolyn Leavitt confirmed Trump's call with Putin, saying in a post on X that the president had concluded a positive call with President Putin concerning Ukraine. Now, Representative Don Bacon later criticized Trump for appearing to side with Russia, accusing Putin of frequently lying. Putin, you know you lied. Come on now. President Trump and his team should get the facts first before assuming blame. Putin is a well-known bold-faced liar. No wonder him and Trump get along so well. So Russia has already promised to retaliate against Ukraine and said targets had already been selected for such strikes. Such reckless actions will not go unanswered. The targets for retaliatory strikes and the timing of their implementation by the Russian armed forces have been determined. This is what Lavrov said. Now, Zelensky in his post warned that Russia would use the alleged attack to justify strikes against Ukraine, including government buildings in Kyiv. Now, Russia is at it again, using dangerous statements to undermine all achievements of our shared diplomatic efforts with President Trump's team. We keep working together to bring peace closer, he said. Now, Russia's claims came after Trump and Zelensky met at the president's Mar-a-Lago property in Florida for 3 hours Sunday. The two leaders said they were very close to a deal and 90% of the way there. One of two very thorny issues remain in negotiations, according to Trump, with Zelensky confirming that the key territorial issues remain unsolved. Honey, Trump is something else. Y'all hear this? He hurried up and sided with Putin, and little does he know, Putin probably made it all up, like I told you all. Okay? Like I told you all, and then also, wait till you all hear this, because there's another leak phone call from Trump with his silly self. Let me go to this clip right here. This is a brief clip of Trump and Zelensky. I'm not sure what this is, but let's see what they're talking about. Trump is so nefarious.
So I just want to say we've done very well. We've had discussions on just about every subject, and that includes with President Putin before. And we went into great detail, and we likewise went into great detail today. And it was an honor to have you at Mar-a-Lago and have lunch. I hope you enjoyed the food. Your people enjoyed the food. I can tell you that. You're big, strong people. Your general over there looks like central casting. I want to also, by the way, speaking of generals, we have a great general, General Raisin Kane, who is here someplace. Thank you, General. Thank you very much. He's great.
Did he say General Raising Kane? Okay, so now with that all being said, let's go to this next clip with him talking about talking about Iran.
Standing with Israel's Prime Minister Netanyahu, President Trump vowing the rebuilding of Gaza will begin as quickly as we can, but only if Hamas disarms.
They're going to be given a very short period of time to disarm, but if they don't disarm, as they agreed to do, they agreed to it, and then they'll be held to pay for them. And we don't want that.
Israel says it won't withdraw more troops from Gaza until Hamas disarms. Trump pushing back when asked if Netanyahu is stalling.
Israel's lived up to the plan 100%.
The president also amping up his threats to Iran just months after the U.S. bombed 3 Iranian nuclear facilities. Iran's president now saying the country is in a full-scale war with the U.S., Israel, and Europe. Trump today warning the Iranians not to rebuild their nuclear program.
Now I hear that Iran is trying to build up again, and if they are, we're going to have to knock them down. We'll knock them down. We'll knock the hell out of them, but hopefully that's not happening.
Selena Wang joining us now from West Palm Beach. And Selena, the president making news on another front tonight, saying the U.S. has attacked a facility in Venezuela.
Well, Whit, this appears to be the first time that the U.S. has carried out a land strike inside Venezuela after launching dozens of deadly strikes on alleged drug boats. But the president is providing few details, only to say that there was a major explosion in the dock area where they load the boats up with drugs. But Whit, the president refused to say whether the military or the CIA were involved in this operation.
Yeah, still more to learn on this.
Know why the president of Iran said that his country was in an all-out war with the United States, Israel, and Europe. And that's because Trump and Benjamin Netanyahu just had their meeting, spoke to the press, and said some pretty wild things. They are preparing to bomb Iran again. Trump said he would send the B-52 bombers again if he had to, warning that Iran is making more nuclear weapons, that they've essentially restarted their program. And if they continue, that they will bomb them again. So they are preparing to do this. This was part of their meeting, and Netanyahu gave Trump the Israel award, just flattering him. And Trump said he had pled with the parliament in Israel to give Netanyahu a pardon for his war crimes. Guys, this is pretty mind-blowing stuff here and pretty explosive, no pun intended. Let me know what you think about all this. Comment, like, share, spread the word, follow, subscribe, and I'll see you back here for the.
Okay, first of all, I find that interesting, but I'm not surprised because it was a few months ago when Trump, in fact, asked about Benjamin Netanyahu receiving a pardon. Okay, don't you all remember that? So that's no surprise for me, but here is Iran responding.
I emphasize that Iran does not seek permission from anyone to defend itself. The Iranian people's response to any widespread adventurism and evil is unapologetic and even unexpected.
I hope they're not doing it because we don't want to waste the fuel on a B-2. It's a 37-hour trip both ways. I don't want to waste a lot of fuel.
I emphasize.
Y'all heard that? Trump said he hopes they're not doing it because he doesn't want to waste the fuel. I mean, it's the nerve of him for me. Okay, it's the nerve of him for me, but let's continue. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance. I knew it was only a matter of time.
Interesting. The New York Times has some new reporting on why Donald Trump decided to bomb Iran, because anyone with more than 2 brain cells to rub together knows that his stated reasons for bombing Iran were complete and utter bullshit. Okay. He says that the reason is because they were this close to acquiring a nuclear weapon. Nobody believes that. They've been saying that for 30 years, right? Israel's been saying it. Anytime an American president wants to, talks about bombing Iran, they say that anytime in the last 30 years. And Trump's own administration, his director of national intelligence recently testified under oath to Congress that Iran was not close to acquiring a nuclear weapon. So what's the real reason? Well, the New York Times is reporting that Donald Trump was watching a lot of Fox News. And of course, he always watches a lot of Fox News. But recently, when Israel started their attacks on Iran, he noticed how well it was playing with the Fox News audience. Oh, they were eating that shit up. And he wanted to get in on the action. He had just been embarrassed by his stupid little dictator parade in Washington and the No Kings protests all across the country. And then he went up to the G7 and was humiliated by other world leaders, essentially laughing in his face because he's such a friggin' buffoon. So he was desperate to appear like a tough guy, and he saw how well the Israeli strikes on Iran were playing on Fox News. So he decided to get in on that action and impulsively decided to attack Iran. And of course, this whole excuse, this justification about Iran being close to acquiring a nuclear weapon was just, after the fact bullshit to justify his illegal attacks. Does anyone doubt that might possibly be true? I don't doubt it for a second. That's how pathetic this man is and how dangerous it is to vote for a man like that. So good job, MAGA. World War III, maybe? Is that what you voted for? You freaking.
Okay. Exactly. That's exactly what they voted for, World War III. Okay, I told you all it was coming at the end of the day. Now, with that all being said, let's go to this next clip. Likes up, everyone, please. Like and share. Trump's out here issuing warnings like he's Billy Bad Irish. All nefarious.
President Trump warning Hamas to severe consequences, saying if the militant group does not disarm, quote, they'll be held to pay. After meeting with Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu at his home in Florida, the president says the next phase of the Gaza ceasefire plan cannot move forward unless Hamas disarms. President Trump also responding to Iran's president, declaring that Iran is at a full-scale war with the United States, Israel, and Europe, warning that the United States could support another major strike against Iran if Iran rebuilds its missile or nuclear weapons programs. President Trump warning Hamas to severe
Now, in a second, we're going to get into what Trump has to say about Obama. I mean, we know he always has something to say about Obama because clearly he's obsessed with the man, right? Obama's everything that he never was or never could be. But with that all being said, listen, songwriter Sonny says brain cells don't rub together. Neurons connect. Trump has one neuron that holds his hair to his head. Songwriter Sonny, thank you for that, honey. Okay? Thank you for that laugh early this morning. And you're absolutely right. All right. Now, with that all being said, let's get into this post that Trump made. Now, Trump hasn't been posting late in the night and in the wee hours of the morning. He hasn't done that for a day or so, which I find interesting. Okay, I find it all very interesting. And here's what he said in his last post. And I think, now this is just my opinion, I think that perhaps he isn't posting because of his last post. He wants to give everyone a chance to see it. He doesn't want to flood his timeline or whatever, because then we won't see it. It'll be at the bottom and everybody may not see it. But he really wants everybody to know what he had to say about President Obama. Okay? Let's get into it with his hating self.
This time right here, Donald Trump has not posted to True Social for 35 hours. I don't know if that's a record, but it feels like one. And if you're curious what he left the world on for 35 hours, basically he just said that Obama committed treason by allowing Iran to build nuclear weapons. I'm not a huge show you all the receipts guy because honestly, I know that my viewership is so educated that I really just don't need to show you all of it. We can just call out stupid for stupid. Feel free to look any of this up or share this.
Now, here's the thing. Why would he be dragging Obama into this? Well, I'm so glad you asked. So by him trying to paint Obama as the reason that Iran had nuclear capabilities in the first place, then he can set himself up as though he is the savior who came along and got rid of all of those nuclear capabilities when he sent the B-2s in. That'll give him some more bragging rights. And you're going to get to see just how much he brags about himself when he's amongst his peers, when other people aren't listening. Because I have his hot mic moment. Okay, well, let's continue. Trump is a whole idiot, so obtuse.
With a MAGA influencer that you've heard of and just have them try and look it up. But in 2015, we signed the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, which was a agreement with us and Iran that they would stop producing weapons-grade uranium and they would only use uranium for energy nuclear programs. I mean, energy first, right? That's what we're all about. And then in addition to that, there will be international oversight that would allow for them to go in internationally and check to make sure that they were not producing weapons-grade uranium. That was the agreement. Then 3 years later in 2018, Donald Trump just canceled that deal. And then from that point forward, there was a massive increase in the amount of enriched uranium, weapons grade uranium, that Iran was able to and was producing. And it got so bad that they were then claiming, not only Trump, but the genocidal government of Israel were claiming that we're about to have a weapon, which is something that Israel has, and Benjamin Netanyahu specifically, has been claiming since the 1990s. Iran was about to have a weapon, but they were not. And so they, by Trump's account, started a war with Iran. Israel and Iran, I guess he's saying, but he also says we were involved because we were the one who ended the final strike, right? He goes and starts a war with Iran, hypothetically, and then he just sends bombers from way too far away, if they had to fly for 32 hours, to go bomb some site that he says we just did perfectly. And also we had a bunch of missiles coming from submarines, and also our submarines are the best. All this is what's happening every single day. So what even was this shit again? Biden and Obama, there you go, count two more right there. Gave Iran over $220 billion to research and build nukes. Did we just debunk that? I feel like we just debunked that.
Okay, so Trump just sits up here and lies and says whatever he wants to say. Okay, that's what he does. Just makes up stuff as he goes. Y'all know it. Okay, y'all know it. Trying to blame stuff on the block mind. Trump, sit down somewhere. All right? Sit down somewhere. Now, with that all being said, let's get into the messiness of it all. Oh, no, hold on. Before we get into that, I got to go to the hot mic moment, right? Hold on, I have a couple of more clips. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Hold on. Yeah, let's go to Trump's hot mic moment with his silly self. Now, I want y'all to listen to him. Honey, he was just sitting here bragging about himself. He was talking about how he stopped all these wars and they don't want to give him credit. And then somebody walked into the room, one of the help, apparently, and then he starts whispering, oh, I'll tell you later. I'll tell you the rest of later. Just like we used to do in high school. Trump is so childish and immature. Okay, but this is y'all's president. Y'all picked him.
But to both of them, I said, we're going to cut you off. No more trade. Then I put 200% tariffs on. The next day they called. We looked. 35 years of fighting, and they stopped. Do I get credit for it? No. They gave me. I did 8 of them. India. How about India and Pakistan? And then so I did 8 of them, and then I'll tell you the rest of it. How are you doing? Okay. You're gonna all be outside, the beautiful sun. Good. Enjoy your lunch. But to both of them, I said we're gonna cut.
I wonder who that was that walked in the room with his little fake self, talking about, oh, how are you? You enjoying the sun? Have a good lunch. Okay, who was that walked in the room that made him change course and go ahead and just deflect from the conversation? I wish I could have been a fly on the wall, okay? But anyway, like I said, that's y'all's president. That's y'all's president right there. Hold on. Perplex said our arrogance is going to be our demise. They're going to keep on poking the bear and going to mess around and find out our government are the biggest bullies. So sick of it all. They are. Absolutely. I agree. Okay. I absolutely agree. All right. I says he's a big bully. He sure is. He just does stuff because he thinks that he can. But baby, when I tell you one of these good old days, he's going to meet his match. Okay. And hopefully it'll be sometime soon. Okay. Somebody's going to put Trump in his place. All right. So, well, you know what? I think Putin kind of does that. All right. In a roundabout way. Okay. So now with that all being said, let's talk about Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry has a whole nother lawsuit, y'all, for $77 million. Now, why do these people keep trying to sue Tyler Perry? Tyler Perry's out here making all these good movies and shows that I don't want to stop watching. Okay, what do y'all have to say about it all? Do you all think that Tyler Perry is doing any of these nefarious things of which he is accused? Once in the chat, if you believe Tyler Perry has done some of the things of which he has been accused. Once in the chat. Leon says money grab. Buckhorse DC says great God in the mighty heavens. My goodness. Above all that drama, I'm not even going to read that comment aloud. It is nefarious. OG Patrice said, Tyler Perry, okay now, where there's smoke, there's fire. All right, well, we'll see. We'll just have to wait and see. Okay, Locked Vegan said, yup, like you always say, Queen, all day, every day, and twice on Sunday. Okay. With that all being said, Locked Vegan, I'm going to have to send you one of my vegan cookbooks, beloved. I just thought about that. Okay, now Deanna said yes. Tasha K just had his friend on and confirmed it. Are you talking about Walter Lee Hampton Jr.? That's his ex-friend. You talking about Walter Lee Hampton Jr.? Yes, I did see that interview. But listen, Walter Lee Hampton Jr. has been saying things about Tyler Perry for quite some time. I mean, he knew him personally or knows him personally. I don't think they're any longer friends. But I saw that interview, honey, when I tell you it's all nefarious. But anyway, let me continue. Tyler Perry has been sued for sexual battery by an actor who appeared in Boo, Ahmadiyyah Halloween. Now, I didn't see that movie, so I'm not familiar with this actor. And he accuses the entertainment mogul of multiple instances of assault across several years in his Los Angeles home. Mario Rodriguez, in a lawsuit filed on Thursday in California State Court, claims that Perry subjected him to unwanted sexual advances, including one occasion in 2018 in which the filmmaker tightly hugged him and groped his penis with a pee. In a statement, Alex Spiro, now you all know who Alex Spiro is, the famed attorney that represented Jay-Z. You know, this is also Jay-Z's attorney, Megan Thee Stallion, and others. And so this is also Tyler Perry's attorney. So he has denied the allegations and saying, having recently failed in another matter against Mr. Perry, the very same lawyer has now made yet another demand for more than a decade, or from more than a decade ago, which will also be a failed money grab. That's what he said. Now, the complaint is the second filed against Perry, accusing him of leveraging his power in Hollywood to assault aspiring male actors in his orbit. Derek Dixon, who appeared in The Oval and Ruthless, sued Perry in June, alleging that the mogul pinned him against a wall and groped him. Honey, a whole grown man gonna let another, sorry you all, my alarm. So you mean tell me a whole grown man's gonna let another grown man pin him against the wall and grope him and he's not going to do anything? Baby, when I tell you, I would have been swinging so hard. I would have been windmilling. I would have been kneeing you in the biscuits. I'm talking about what? Pinned you against the wall and groped you. And you did what? I said, stop that, Tyler Perry. You know, you play too much. Is that what he said? Stop, Tyler. You play too much. Honey, Tyler would have got, I'm sorry. Hands would have been laid is all I'm saying. But let me continue. Claudette said, Medea should have stopped while he was ahead. Dorada said, Queen said windmill. And honey, I would have clearly. Okay, I couldn't box his big arse. I couldn't box his big arse. I wouldn't stand a chance. The best I could do is start windmilling, throwing knees, try to kick him in the biscuits, and then run, honey. Run as fast as you can. Robert said furniture moving, okay? Kiko Buffetti said, Queen, not the biscuits. Yikes. You got to do what you got to do, honey. Okay, Edward said that big muscle guy said a man grabbed him in the groin. That's what he said, honey, but let me continue because I was not there. Okay, I was not there. Now, anyway, Rodriguez brings claims for sexual assault, sexual battery, and infliction of emotional distress, plus a claim against Lionsgate, which distributed Boo, Ahmadiyyah Halloween, and did not immediately respond to requests for comment for turning a blind eye to Perry's alleged misconduct. He seeks at least $77 million. Honey, this man wants way more than Cassie even got. Honey, please sit down. This is a money grab, okay, in my opinion. According to the lawsuit, a gym trainer at Equinox in Los Angeles approached Rodriguez in 2014 and told him that Perry asked for his phone number to discuss an acting role. First of all, you should have known better, because how's he asking you for your number for an acting role when he doesn't even know if you can act? Doesn't even know if you're an actor. Okay? Now I see the game written all over it, if that's true. Anyway, goes on to say, that day, Perry allegedly called and told Rodriguez that he should audition for the role of a good-looking college student on Boo, Ahmadiyyah Halloween. You know, Mario, I'm not a bad person to know in having your corner. That's what he said. I could imagine Tyler Perry telling somebody that. You know, I'm not a bad person to know in having your corner. Now, after auditioning for and accepting the part, Rodriguez was invited to Perry's Los Angeles home, according to the lawsuit. And there they had drinks before going to his theater room to watch a movie. Perry allegedly put his hands on Mr. Rodriguez's legs and began rubbing his inner thigh right next to his eatness. First of all, sir, you didn't find that suspicious nor uncomfortable? You didn't get a little antsy or anxious and want to just go off? Like slap his hand or slap him? I mean, you don't want to do anything? I'm sorry, if you just sat there and allowed him to do this, he could have taken it as, welcomed advances. Okay? He could have taken this as welcome advances. Now think about this. All of you in the chat, think about how if you are just, sitting somewhere with someone and the person just starts rubbing all on the insides of your thighs around other parts, and you just sit there and don't say anything, don't you think they're going to take that as welcomed advances that you must potentially like it? Okay, if you just sit there and don't say a word, but let me continue. Let me continue, honey, because, I guess people react differently. Now, goes on to say Rodriguez excused himself for the restroom, but Perry insisted. He persisted, according to the complaint. Man, if you would just come, I would take care of you for the rest of your life, and you wouldn't have to worry about anything. I know you'll come around. What? Take care of him for the rest of his life? Once filming for Boo Ahmadiyyah Halloween finished in 2016, Perry called Rodriguez and teased opportunities about scripts. I'm writing. That he said, I'm writing. Now, at his home, the filmmaker who confided in Rodriguez that he had been actually tampered with as a child. This is what Tyler told him, which that was no secret. We already knew because he talked about it on Oprah. So he grabbed the actor's leg right along his anus, according to the lawsuit. Rodriguez says he resisted and left. How did you resist? I would like to know. Mr. Perry reached into Rodriguez's underwear and grabbed his anus. This is what Jonathan Delshot, a lawyer for Rodriguez, who also represents Derek Dixon, the other person suing, it's what he said in the complaint. Now, Mr. Perry was making actual moaning noises and saying, stay here, while he pressed his body against Mr. Rodriguez and continued to grab his, hold on. At this point, this is welcomed advances. Okay, now I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry, this case needs to be dismissed. This needs to be dismissed ASAP post haste because, sir, you mean to tell me that your big buff self sat right there and let this man do all of the above? And you did what, sir? Now, I want you all to close your eyes and picture it. This big buff dude sitting there, Tyler Perry just all in his undies, Fruit of the Looms or Hanes, whatever, and just touching and grabbing and grinding. Okay? Like, I'm so through. Anywho, and this man is sitting there just looking perplexed. What? Do y'all believe any of it? Because this does not sound right to me. Okay, I have several questions. Okay, what do y'all have to say about this? Queen Sam said, what in the Weinstein is going on here? Deronda said he probably had on a G-string. Ooh, honey, this is all crazy. And then he talked about he was sitting up there grinding, honey, like clips. Okay, let me continue. So he said he continued to grab his anus. Stay here. Man, if you didn't swing, I'm thinking you wanted it. Okay, I'm sorry. That's what it sounded like. Now, after Rodriguez freed himself, was he chained up? Y'all hear this? Once he freed himself, Perry apologized and gave him $5,000. And you took it. Sir, if you took it, then you just turned a trick. If you took the $5,000, sir, this was not assault. You turned a trick. Okay? If you got paid for it, sir, please sit down. Please sit down. G from the land said he should have chin checked him. Yeah, exactly. If he didn't want it, but you didn't do that, you took the $5,000. Sir, so I'm sorry, but at this point, you're his client. Let me continue. Allegedly. Now, Rodriguez, who also appeared in the family business and is a model, says in the lawsuit that he decided to sue after learning of Dixon's claims. Oh, okay. That's what I figured. That's exactly what I figured. So you mean to say that the only reason you decided to sue is because you heard that Derek Dixon was suing, sir? Well, if you felt so, violated, why didn't you sue prior, sir? Okay, sir, leave Tyler Perry and his money alone, honey. Y'all gonna get enough. All right, y'all are going to get enough. Now, with that being said, Rodriguez said, okay, after learning of Dixon's claims, now he realized that Mr. Perry was continuing to use his power and influence to sexually assault hopeful actors, and with the voice of others, decided that it was time to tell his story to obtain justice and finally stop Mr. Perry. Oh, these people get on my last damn nerve talking about justice, but asking for millions, honey. Justice is not in money. Okay, and monetary compensation. That's not justice. Justice is in the arms or the eyes of the law. Okay, Dixon's lawsuit, which was originally filed in California court, has been moved to federal court in Georgia. Sounds like a money grab. I'm sorry, sir. I'm not falling for it. Okay, I'm gonna have to be on Tyler Perry with this until y'all can show me some conclusive evidence. All right. Now, here's the thing: the young man who's making these nefarious allegations against Mr. Perry has done a video. He went live on Instagram. So let's take a look at what he has to say. And clearly, this is a nice looking young man. I could see if Tyler Perry thought he was, attractive and whatnot. But sir, I think you want a money grab. Y'all know everybody on Tyler Perry shows look good, the women and the men, okay? He handpicks them clearly, okay? The women and the men, honey, everybody is eye candy at this point, all right?
Hello, everyone. Just checking in with you guys about the news that I mentioned a couple days ago. I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about sexual assault and harassment and why the people stay silent. For a long time, guys, I didn't want to say anything, and I wanted to tell you guys why I didn't want to say anything. But when it happened to me, I felt ashamed. I was scared because of the judgment and the questions that people were going to start asking, almost like they were going to blame me for just being there. Well, I felt all of that, guys, when a very big director, a very seriously powerful person that everybody knows, invited me over to his house to talk about roles and upcoming things that he.
Now, I'm going to tell you all something. That Crazy Beast Eric said he looked just as big as Tyler. Baby, he's bigger than Tyler. This big buff man sitting up here looking like Zeus. And you mean to tell me, and I'm not talking about the network, this big dude sitting up here looking like a Roman gladiator. And y'all expect me to believe that Tyler Perry had him hemmed up, taking advantage? This dude is bigger than Terry Crews. Just about. Look at those arms. Sir, if you're that big, there's no way anyone should be accosting you without suffering repercussions. Sir, I think he did it I think it was a freak off. He said Tyler Perry gave him $5,000 after the fact. I think he was invited to a freak off just with them two. And then he got his $5,000 compensation. Sir, now you're trying to play Cassie. Now you want to sit up here and say a freak off was an assault? Sir, Tyler Perry paid you your money, sir. This $77 million is not going to cut it. Okay, it's a wrap. They're going to have to throw this out. I'm going to make sure because, sir, you already got compensated for that. Okay? And you didn't even finish. Like the S worker said, the dinner would give him more money when he finished. And sir, according to this, your own words, you didn't. And then you got 5,000 with your big buff self. Okay, big buff and sexy, but big nonetheless. Okay, sir, you know you did a freak off. Please sit down somewhere. I'm not falling for any of it. Okay, you got paid. But anyway, let's continue.
He was writing. Hello, everyone. And getting it out there and talking. man, like all of my dreams are coming true right now. Like my opportunities at my front door right now. So much excitement going through my body. And then guys, it happens. You know, my boundaries were crossed. You feel like this person feels like they got power over you because of the situation and the opportunity that presented itself in front of you. And then you and how fear can somewhat keep you quiet and keep you silent. Well, I stayed quiet for much too long. And I just want to say I'm really sorry, man, because if I would have spoken up sooner, I could have saved somebody that this probably happened to after me. I just want to say sorry for that, whoever that may be. It could have stopped with me if I would have said something. But I do apologize, and I'm speaking up now. I was talking about it, most importantly, then so be it. And I just want to apologize once again, guys, because I'm sorry I can't really talk about more than what I've talked about right now. But I will be giving you guys an update very soon about the whole situation that happened in detail. So stay tuned. And thank you guys for hearing me out. I appreciate it.
Here are some text messages. Let me read them to you all. It says, brother, haven't been feeling okay, confused and little nauseous. I got blood work, thinks it's my teeth. I know it's none of your business. I don't know what I do. I don't know. What I do know, I promise you I would never ask you for anything. But if it is what I think it is, I don't think I could do it on my own because I barely pay my bills. Scared as F that I don't want to get sepsis like my dad and pass away. I don't even want to mention it because I don't want to make it real. Feel sick most days. Never told anybody this but my mom. And everybody is starting to notice my broke ASS, I guess. Okay, don't have insurance. I'd never lie to you, but I think that's what's wrong. My dentist is supposed to take care of it in Beverly Hills, but he's in prison for fraud. So your dentist is a fraudster, sir? Okay. I've always been healthy, but lately I've been waking up confused and dizzy and a bunch of stuff. I just can't go to the doctor because I can't afford it. I can't even afford it. I don't want anything. I just want to be okay. Scared brother. So this man was asking Tyler Perry for money. Okay. And this says August the 31st. So I would assume that was this year. Okay. Just know that I love you and I thank you for everything. I appreciate you to the moon. You got my Mexican ASS out of a lot of bad places, and I just want to tell you thank you. Oh, really? So he got you out of a lot of trouble. So clearly he's given you money before, okay, and helped you. I can't buy you anything, but I just want to tell you that your boy right here appreciates you more than anything. Straight from my heart, bro. Nothing I wouldn't do for you. Man, anyways, enjoy your time, and I hope to see you again soon. Tyler Perry responds saying, "Happy Thanksgiving, my friend. Yep, you've been through it. I'm glad you're doing well. You don't have to give me a thing or pay me a thing. I'm just glad you're good." And then he says, "I'm still going through it, but you know me, man. I'm a survivor, just like you are. And I'm glad that you're my friend, and I love you, bro, respectfully." Child, he was trying to get money out of Tyler Perry. Okay, he was trying to get money out of Tyler Perry, honey, and when it didn't work, now you want to sue. That's him in the movie right there. Okay, I'm sorry. Y'all need to sit down somewhere. All y'all out here trying to get money grabs. Okay. What do y'all think? DJ Big Six, sit down somewhere with your low down self. DJ Big Six said a money grab. Said dry begging. That's exactly what it is. Okay, how many of you? Oh, a show of hands in the chat. How many of you have had someone that you know close to you dry beg? Once in the chat, if you've had a dry beggar. Okay, let's talk about it. Because aren't they the worst? Just come out and ask me for what you need or what. Okay, don't beat around the bush. All right, don't think I'm going to sit there and guess. They start saying stuff like, man, ooh, I sure would like to go to the club with y'all, but man, I ain't even paid my light bill. Yeah. You know, I don't get paid till next week. I ain't even got no money for groceries. Barely put gas in the car. Hey. Okay, what you telling me all that for? What does that have to do with me? Okay, please pay attention, honey. That's how it all starts. Woo, I'm so hungry. I wish I had some money to get me something to eat. Hey. Anyway, I guess I won't have lunch today. I guess I'll just drink some water to fill myself up. I'm going to start dry begging to y'all for donations. I sure do. I sure do need to buy me a brand new car. If only I had $10,000 from my subscribers. If only my subscribers were generous enough to go ahead and give it to me. People need to sit down, because that's what that man was doing. Sir, we're not falling for the BS. Okay, you need to leave Mr. Tyler Perry alone. All right, he's out here employing black actors and actresses, putting out hit shows and movies like that. I'm not going to stop watching. I don't give a damn what y'all accuse the man of. Okay, please pay attention. That all being said, let's continue, because we got to talk about Cardi B and Stefon Diggs. Because why in the hell is everybody all up and through these people's business? Okay, why is everybody hating on Cardi B and Stefon Diggs? All right, not everybody, but you all know some of these people out here just doing the most. Okay, they're out here saying Cardi was by herself on Christmas. Stefon was with his kids by the other baby's moms, and Cardi B couldn't come or whatever. Here's the thing. So Cardi B's cousin came out and said basically that the reason they were separated on Christmas is because his baby moms, now mind you, he has young kids, okay? I believe like 3 of his kids are literally infants. So the moms of the children supposedly told Stefon that they weren't going to allow him to have the kids by himself without them being there. Well, that's because they wanted to be around Stefon, if you ask me. That's because they wanted to be around Stefon at the end of the day. And so Cardi B didn't want to be around that energy. And I, for one, don't blame her. Now, if she's not pressed and mad, why is anybody else? These people get so caught up in celebrities' businesses, their personal lives and relationships. It doesn't have anything to do with them. They act like they get to make decisions for these people. And when these people make decisions that they don't agree with, they want to try to go in on them. Lets me know that if you have time to be worried and preoccupied and going in on Cardi B and her relationship or any other celebrity's relationship, you must not have a good one going on yourself. Because, honey, my relationship is my priority. I have, to worry about my own relationship, not to be sitting up here worried about internet stuff. Okay, what's going on with these celebrities? I don't have time for that. Okay, I got to worry about keeping my own man, honey. Now, if some of y'all focus more on that, maybe you would have healthier relationships like the queen. But, some of y'all be all up in other people's business. Okay, so anyway, with that all being said, let's get into it, because Cardi B had to come out and respond to the nefarious haters. Now, first, I'm going to show a clip of Stefon. Okay, and I think it's a clip on here of Cardi B and her kids. But also, here's the thing I thought was interesting. While everybody was talking about Cardi and Stefon Diggs not being together, funny how they weren't saying anything about Offset not coming to see his kids. Now, I don't know if he just didn't want to come and see them because he had his other kids, or if Cardi didn't let him, which I doubt. But at the end of the day, nobody said anything about that. They were so busy worried about Stefon and Cardi. To me, it seems like people just don't want, some people that is, just don't want people to be happy. I think they want Cardi B to regret that she's dating this man because of the allegations that have come out about him, because of all the kids that he has with other women. At the end of the day, Cardi B knew what she was getting into. She chose it. So like I said again, if she has no problem, then neither should anyone else. That's her business. Okay.
How busy is Stefon Diggs really? 2 newborn sons, 1 newborn baby girl, 1 9-year-old daughter, and 4 different mothers. The NFL star has recently been spotted again and again spending time with his newborn son and with another woman's daughter. Yet this Christmas, he wasn't with Cardi B. He didn't even spend it with their 1-month-old baby. The internet exploded because this time no one was willing to look the other way. Remember this? The moment Cardi B announced she was pregnant with Stefon Diggs' child, multiple women came forward claiming he was also the father of their children. At least 2 of those claims have already been confirmed by DNA tests. At first, Cardi B didn't seem bothered. She thought she could control the situation, but reality was far messier than she expected. Earlier today, Cardi B posted a cryptic tweet. "Ghetto chaos always makes me sick." She didn't name Stefon Diggs. She didn't mention love. She didn't mention children, but fans understood immediately.
Okay, I'll let y'all know in 30 minutes if anybody has cracked and started crying, including baby Brent. Wavy. You wish I could buy that for the ceiling?
Yeah.
You wish I could buy that? Sure.
Yeah. Thank you so much. That Mickey statue.
You want me to buy that Mickey statue?
Yeah.
I got no money. How am I gonna get some money? Tell me.
I'm gonna come.
You gonna come?
I'm gonna come to buy money.
You gonna buy?
Wait,
You gonna buy some money?
Look at the snow. Look at the snow. Look at this.
Wow, isn't it cool?
Look at this. Look at this one. Look at this. Can we touch that?
Bye. Say bye bye. ¿Quién es la más linda de la casa? Wait, look at mom. Like your coat. These videos of people receiving my concert tickets for Christmas gifts, they making me so happy. But then again, I'm thinking like, God damn, I gotta really work hard. I gotta give it all I got. People are receiving me for Christmas. I gotta give it all I got. Don't worry, y'all. I'm finna go to work.
So how y'all feel? Would y'all feel some type of way if that was your man and he had other kids, he went to see the other kids, but he didn't come see your kid? And know y'all got a kid together and y'all together also, but he didn't come see you. How would you feel? Me, honestly, how would I feel? I'd be upset. I'd be a little bit upset. I would understand because I knew ahead of time that he already had other kids. I get that, but I would be kind of sad, like, dang, I didn't get to see him, or dang, he wasn't here for my kid or whatever. But then again, we don't know the whole situation. He could have actually went there, but it's just showing that he wasn't there. It was just showing him with his other kids, taking pictures with his other kids. So I would feel some type of way because I'm just upset I didn't get to see my man. This is my child's first Christmas, my child with you, first Christmas, and you're not there. So I can see it. I can see it. Yeah, I would definitely be a little bit upset, but I would understand at the same time. But anyway, y'all comment down below, like the video, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to.
Okay, so there it is right there. She's projecting her own thoughts and feelings onto Cardi B, and that's what a lot of people are doing because they would be upset. They wouldn't be able to take it. Well, that's them. Okay? That's them. I'm sure that Cardi B and Stefon sat down and had an adult conversation and decided how they would handle it. Also, we don't know if they didn't see each other for the entirety of the day. Okay, he could have had the children over early and then went and hooked up with Cardi B, or had something with the children in the evening. Who knows? Nonetheless, it is really not everyone's business to be trying to tell this woman what she should or shouldn't be doing and who she should be doing it with. Okay, these are her choices to make. And of course, everybody's going to have their own opinion. But what I'm saying is the people out here just trying to go in on somebody else about their relationship just sound crazy to me. Worry about your own relationship. And I guarantee you, if we were to ask the people talking trash, where were their babies' fathers for Christmas? Did they come and see your kids? What did they buy them? Okay, a lot of them wouldn't have anything to say. Okay, and that's just what it is. Now, here was Cardi B's response.
Y'all need to calm down. Y'all need to calm down. Is y'all cool? Y'all been dragging me for 3 or 4 days. Y'all been a little bit too mean. Like, now. Y'all been a little bit too mean. I can't change shit. I can't go back in time. You know what I'm saying? I already had a baby. Y'all want me to put my baby back in my... Huh? I don't know. What y'all want me to do? Y'all want me to leave my man and fuck yours? You want me to leave my man and just go and fuck yours? I don't know. What y'all want me to do? What y'all want me to do? We can only go forward now. So, I don't know. 2026 is in a couple of days. I have so much work to do once January starts that it's stressing me out. I'm going to be away from my babies, away from my personal life, away from my home. I have to rehearse for 10 to 12 hours a day for tour. There is so many elements of production that I'm missing for tour. I'm already super stressed out. You know what I'm saying? I'm already super stressed out. I need my support system, my fans to love me. I want y'all to come to my tour and enjoy yourself with me. Don't be dragging me. It's enough. All right? It's enough. I love y'all. I want good for y'all. I want good for y'all. I want health, money, prosperity, happiness for this new year for y'all. Wish me the same thing, all right? Leave me alone, though. Shit. Damn. Y'all scare me sometimes. Y'all a little bit.
Right. Now, with that all being said, listen, LeVar says, hold on. That's true. We don't know the whole story, Queen. Hold on. I put up the wrong comment. You're right. We don't know the whole story. Now, with that all being said, I meant to put up LeVar's comment where he said, hold on, where is it? He basically said then they need to stop putting their business online. Well, they're not going to stop doing that. That's what online is for. That's why it's called social media, because you get on there and you socialize. So people are going to always put some of their business online. That's just what it is. But the thing is, that doesn't mean that other people should be so obsessed. Now, it's okay to have opinions and to comment and things like that, of course, to like or not like. But the bottom line is some people absolutely are obsessed with these celebrities and really feel some type of way when these celebrities do something they don't like, especially when they get with someone that these people don't like. They have a whole lot to say. And all I'm saying is rather than entrenching yourself in other people's private lives, work on your own. And then I'm sure you'd find less time to be consumed and concerned about theirs. Okay? That's all I'm saying. We all put our business online to a degree. That's what we do on social media. Just some things you can keep to yourself. But at the end of the day, people are going to have an opinion regardless. And even if you don't get online, celebrities that is, let's think about it. Even if celebrities didn't get online, if Cardi B and Stefon Diggs never got online and said anything about their business and just kept it private, okay, people will still have something to say when they see pictures of them that the media posts, when they see interviews, or when they see whatever. They will still have something to say, okay? Because people just always have something to say. And at the end of the day, messy people, okay, nosy arse, messy people, at the end of the day, they're going to always wish the worst. And they're going to always love the drama and the negativity of it all because that's what they thrive on. Okay, specifically people who only indulge in listening to celebrity gossip. Okay, they love drama and messiness. That's what they love. So with that all being said, they're going to continue to be all up in people's business. But I'm just saying, in my opinion, it's really not healthy. I don't think it's really healthy for your mental when you're just so caught up and fixated on these celebrities that you don't even know. And you get so upset about what the hell they're doing. That's really none of your business. Okay, we could say it's our business because they're online. But at the end of the day, is it really? Okay, is it really? Should we be all caught up in their lives? So much so that we're literally feeling certain types of emotions behind what they do or don't do? I don't think so. That's just my opinion. Now, that being said, let's go to Offset and what he was doing for the holidays. Likes up, everyone, please like and share, because like I said, nobody had anything to say about Offset. Nobody said a mumbling word. But he was doing some good work down here in Atlanta. He had a charity event. Okay, he did host a charity event, gave away gifts and things to children in need.
Christmas morning look like for you with the kids?
They running around, ready to get to the gifts. I be stalling them out sometimes. Just like, oh yeah, let's eat breakfast first. Let's do this. and then it's straight to the gifts.
Yeah.
And then once they do the gifts, they don't want to kick with us no more. They want to see the gifts and get the gift, seeing what this is. Well, I get pulled each way. Daddy, do this. Put the batteries in this. Do that. So it's just beautiful. I love it.
I love it.
This time of the year.
What does Christmas?
Right, here's a clip of some pictures that he took with his some of his children, minus Cardi B's.
Merry Christmas to each and every one of y'all if you celebrate Christmas. But let's get into it with Offset. Offset took pictures with his children, not all his children, but he did make a post basically saying he got some of his babies in the photo for Christmas, but he don't got all his babies. So it really seems like him and Cardi B have really kind of separated because they always spend Christmas together. But these are some beautiful pictures of Offset and his kids. And he also wanted to make sure that everybody knew that he wanted his other children in the photo, but he wasn't able to have them in the photo. So y'all tell me what y'all think about the whole situation. These are some beautiful pictures and they are definitely twinning. The kids definitely look beautiful. Offset does look happy, and the Christmas decorations are off the chain. Whoever decorated for Christmas did a really good job because baby, the house is off the chain, and the children in their clothes matching their daddy. The boys, the 3 Christmas trees, 3 boys, like okay, black on blue. They got the jeans, they got the belts, they got the sunglasses, the diamond on diamond. So it seems like they had a Merry Christmas. Only thing is missing is Offset other children. So y'all let me know what y'all think about the whole situation. But Offset's out here in these streets, and basically he's saying he wish he had his other children with Cardi B. So Cardi B must be celebrating Christmas without Offset, or maybe Offset is going to drop in. But you see these decorations, you see this? He did a very good job. Merry.
Okay, so with that all being said, very nice pictures. Okay, looks like he was with his children, so that's what a good father does. And also for the people going in on Stefon Diggs, I thought he was being a good father, spending time with his children. Shouldn't the children come first? Cardi B is not his wife. Okay, that's his girlfriend, his new girlfriend. That's not his wife. Okay, so the children should come first. And also, for those people saying, oh, he didn't spend time with her son, I'm sure he sees their son all of the time. And like I said, we don't know if he went and did something with them later in the day. There's 24 hours in a day. I'm quite sure that he didn't have the baby moms and the children all there for all 24 hours. Okay, and maybe whatever they did, they just decided not to post it online. Now, with that all being said, Desmond says, I just sent you breaking news on Stefon Diggs. Lord have mercy. Let me see what this is, honey. Lights up. Everyone, please like and share. Thank you, Desmond. This better be good. Oh, Lordy, Lord, honey. Hold on, you guys. It's all nefarious. Ooh, honey, this is not good. This is absolutely not good. All right. That's right. Joy said, indeed, the children come first. Exactly, beloved. All right. With that being said, thank you, Desmond, for sending me this information. Thank you for your contribution to the channel also. Peace, love, and blessings. I appreciate you. Okay, so let me just go straight to this. Hold on. Let me take some of this stuff down. All right, so here's what it says. This just in from TMZ Sports. Stefon Diggs facing strangulation, assault charges, denies allegations. So New England Patriots receiver Stefon Diggs has a lot more than the playoffs to worry about. The NFL star is facing strangulation and assault charges in connection to an alleged incident earlier this month, but he's denying any wrongdoing. Now, Diggs has been charged with felony strangulation or suffocation and misdemeanor assault and battery stemming from an altercation in Dedham, Massachusetts on December the 2nd. The Patriots beat the New York Giants on Monday Night Football a day prior on December the 1st. Diggs had 3 catches for 26 yards in the 33-15 win. Now, details surrounding the alleged altercation have not been revealed, but the Patriots addressed the situation in a statement on Tuesday, stating their player categorically denies the allegations and they're standing by the 32-year-old. Now, the New England Patriots are aware of the accusations that have been made regarding Stefon Diggs. Okay, the team said this minutes ago. So they say, we support Stefon. We will continue to gather information and will cooperate fully with the appropriate authorities, okay, and the NFL if necessary. Now, Diggs is scheduled to appear in court for his arraignment on January the 23rd, which would be 2 days before the AFC Championship game, should the Patriots make it that far in the postseason. Now, off the field, Diggs has also made headlines for his relationship with rapper Cardi B, and the two welcomed a child together in November. Oh, so what do y'all think, honey? Who is saying this man strangled them? What do you all have to say? With that all being said, not surprised at all concerning Diggs. If you know, you know, says Roddy. Okay, Beasley says Stefon Diggs is facing strangulation assault charges from a December 2nd incident. He sure is, honey. What do y'all have to say about it? What do y'all have to say about it, honey? Hold on. Hold on, beloveds. Now, with that all being said, Jose said, anyway, have fun being so-called queen. Make sure you don't take care of your babies. What? Anyway, have fun being a so-called queen. Make sure you don't take care of your babies. What is you talking about? Okay, I don't have any babies. Oh my God, a rich celebrity just did something. I'm not going to take care of my kids now. Okay, I don't know what that's all about, honey. Clearly, you have some issues going on. Now, with that all being said, let's talk about Shedeur Sanders. Let's talk about Shedeur Sanders, because I didn't get into my discussion on him yesterday as I normally would. Okay, so let's get into it. Likes up, everyone, please like and share, because Kevin Stefanski, as I call him affectionately, of course, was throwing some shade, in my opinion. Okay, so let's get into it. Kevin Stefanski's subtle shot to Shedeur Sanders causes backlash as Browns QB issues desperate plea. So Shedeur Sanders and Kevin Stefanski have been speaking to reporters after the Cleveland Browns got a surprise win over Pittsburgh Steelers on Sunday. Now, the Steelers had the chance to clinch the AFC North by beating the Browns, but will now host the Ravens this week in a winner-takes-all game for the division title. And with that all being said, let me just let you all know that, first of all, my nephew, Shedeur Sanders, outplayed Aaron Rodgers. Okay, first of all, the score was 13-6. The Browns won, of course, but he outplayed Rodgers by 186 yard passing to 168, and then 17 of 23 completions to 21 of 39 for Rodgers. Okay, and Skip Bayless, by the way, said that for you Shedeur haters, y'all can put that in your pipe and smoke it till you pass out. All right, that's what Skip Bayless said, and we're going to go to him in a minute. So with that all being said, it was another game in which Shedeur Sanders impressed as he completed the 17 of 23 passes, okay, with 183 yards, like I said, and a touchdown to boot. Now, however, head coach Kevin Stefanski was keen to remind reporters that the 5th-round draft pick still has a lot to prove. Has he ever said that about Dylan the Leprechaun Gabriel? Okay, with those little short arse passes. But let me continue. As he mentioned, Shedeur's 2 interceptions in the game when asked about his performance. Okay, he had to go there. He said, proud of him. And there's always things that he can clean up. We got a little unlucky on that first interception. Excuse me. We can certainly learn from the second one, and he will. But yeah, he continued to battle. Ha! Sounds just like a hater, okay? Please pay attention. Not a motivational coach at all for Shedeur, but one who's always overly critical, in my opinion, because we know that he makes rookie mistakes. But at the end of the day, can you please give some credit when it's due? Stuff funky. Okay, I heard that he was demoted, and I hope that's true. To be fair, they say Stefanski to Stefanski, Shedur's second interception proved costly as it changed the momentum of the game. Now it came in the fourth quarter, facing second and facing second and 5 at the Browns 49-yard line. Sanders was pressured by linebacker Malik Harrison. Now, the rookie then lofted a pass towards receiver Jerry Jeudy, but Steelers safety Kyle Duggar jumped the route and intercepted the pass. Now, the Browns were under pressure from that point, but they held on to see out the win and snapped their four-game losing streak. Okay, he got a win, so that's great for the young man. This is Kevin Stefanski, the young man. He can't stand to say Shedeur's name, in case y'all missed it. Okay, he gets to beat Pittsburgh, a division rival. Wins in the division are never easy. Okay, proud of him for that, Stefanski said. Now, however, fans took issues with Stefanski's response, noting that his apparent reluctance to call Shedeur by name. How many times have I told you all that? This man hates to say Shedeur's name. It's like it pains him so. Okay, he calls him everything but his name. He, him, okay, the young man. So anyway, why is it so hard for this man to give him his flowers? This is what a fan said. Someone else said, gee, the enthusiasm for Shedeur Sanders just rolls off his tongue. Someone says, dude just hates talking about Sanders, man. He really gives everyone the ammo. So anyway, they say this coach would rather choke on his words than give an ounce of credit to Shedeur for playing well. We saw you play, Shedeur, and we can read between the lines. Chin up. We believe. This is what a fourth person commented. Now, the young man, his name is Shedeur. Okay. So Stefanski was also asked about his job security after a roller coaster season overshadowed by indecision, quarterback instability, and defeat. Okay, ahead of the Browns' regular season finale against the Bengals, Stefanski refused to get down into his future and remain focused on the task at hand. Isn't that what he always says when they ask him, is Shedeur going to be the starter for next year, or is he going to be the permanent starter? Well, we have to figure out, and we'll see, and this and that. He never wants to just come out and say anything. He says, my sole focus is on the upcoming game against Cincinnati, but I would just tell you, I am privileged to have this job. I hope you don't have it for long. The 4-12 Cleveland have now eclipsed their win total from last season. So they did worse than this last season. It feels great. They're our rival. We always want to beat them. Doesn't matter the circumstances. This is what Myles Garrett said. You will have to wait another week to break the single season sack record. Here's the thing. They were on Myles Garrett so hard, okay, that they really were trying to stop him from breaking the sack record. That's what I think, and that's what he seems to think too. Okay, but anywho, I guess they forgot to win. But anyhow, they say, so glad to have the opportunity to get to do it and get the job done. Meanwhile, the Steelers now face a must-win season finale against the Ravens to claim their first AFC North title since 2020. Okay, so anyway, with that all being said, did you all see that rug that someone made for Shedeur? It was really nice. It was really nice. Now, with that all being said, let's go to what Skip Bayless had to say about Shedeur. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Thank you in advance. Here we go.
Me saying it. I'm going to say it again and again and again, and I'm going to be right about this. Shedeur Sanders is the answer for the Cleveland Browns at quarterback. Now Shedeur Sanders has a signature win. I just watched Shedeur Sanders outplay Aaron Bleepin Rodgers for all 4 quarters for a signature win against long odds. I doubt any quarterback playing a game today in the National Football League faced a higher degree of difficulty than Shedeur did against the Pittsburgh freaking Steelers, arguably the hottest team in the league on both sides of the ball, on defense, on offense. Aaron had finally come back alive, back from the proverbial dead. I still think he's washed, but he washed back ashore against Miami on that Monday night. And
St. Jude es un lugar en donde las familias podemos estar tranquilas.
And just recaught some fire. They came in hot. This was a game Pittsburgh obviously badly needed to win, certainly after Baltimore and Lamar Huntley won at Lambeau last night. I'm sorry about that little Wayne, just crushed me. But my point is, here came Pittsburgh needing to just close out the Baltimore Ravens and save themselves from having to beat the Ravens next week for all the marbles. And here Shedeur was. Remember, I'm going to remind you, Pro Football Focus ranks Shedeur's offensive line dead last in the National Football League. Pro Football Focus ranks Shedeur's receiving core dead last in the National Football League. And after today, might rank them middle of the pack in college football. That's how bad his receiving core is that he was working with today. He had one receiver that he trusts, one that he loves, another fellow rookie receiver, a third-round pick, Harold Fannin Jr. All he does is not maybe catch touchdowns, just catch passes. And Shedeur had a wavelength with him, and Shedeur threw one up early for him down near the goal line. It was actually a very good throw. It was a smart throw where only Harold Fannin Jr. could catch it. He's kind of a hybrid tight end, slot receiver, just big, strong, great hands, not the quickest or the fastest. He just gets open and catches footballs. And Shedeur trusts him. Shedeur connects with him, and he threw it up for grabs. But all week, Fannin Jr. couldn't practice because he's got a pulled groin. And as he twisted to reroute to catch the ball that was thrown up just to where he could get it at the goal line, he aggravated the groin injury. He caught the football, rolled across the goal line, touchdown, put Cleveland up 10-0, a lead they were able to hang on to. But on the play, he's out. He's lost. So that came fairly early in the first quarter, and all of a sudden, Shedeur has to play the whole rest of the game without Harold Fannin Jr. Are you kidding me? He did throw 2 picks under fire, under siege. That Steeler pass rush lately, I know they don't have TJ Watt as he tries to
Let me go ahead and stop right there. Okay, Roddy says wide receiver Judy needs to be traded. Okay. Visa says no one in sports media roots for Shedeur like Skip. I agree. I absolutely agree. Okay, and I appreciate him for that. He's no hater. Now, with that all being said, you know, it is what it is. Shedeur is him, and the haters might as well get used to it. Okay, they might as well get used to it at the end of the day. Shedeur was out there playing the darn game by himself almost, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, listen, they really need to build around him and get some better, get a better offense, in my opinion. Okay, so Shedeur doesn't have to work so hard. And speaking of Stefon Diggs, listen. Does anybody know who he got into it with on December the 2nd? Does anybody know who the person was that's making these allegations that are clearly nefarious? And he's charged with felony strangulation or suffocation and misdemeanor assault and battery. All right. Anyway, hope he has a good lawyer. Nene says Shedeur has to play against the opposition and his own teammates. Exactly. People like Jared Judy. That's my point, beloved. You're absolutely right. All right. So he's doing darn good as far as I'm concerned, because with all of that going on and you still can play a good game, you might make a few mistakes, but you know, that's what rookies do. You learn as you go. All right. So anyway, with that all being said, I'm going to conclude this broadcast. I want to thank you all for tuning in. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance. Okay, I may be back later. I'm not sure, but if there's any breaking news, I'll definitely be back. Okay, and so hold on. I forgot to tell you all something. Did you all know? Hold on, let me see if I have that video. Did y'all know that Diddy's sons are supposed to be doing a documentary? Once in the chat if y'all knew. Once in the chat if y'all knew that Diddy's sons are supposed to be doing this, or his children, shall I say, are supposed to be doing this documentary. I believe it's going to be on Zeus. Did y'all know that? Did y'all know about that? Let me see here. Yeah, y'all saw that? They said they're going to tell their side. Now, here's the thing. People were going in and talking all this trash, but hey, I'm going to tell you, I'm here for it because we've heard from everybody but them. I want to hear what they have to say. And it's amazing how people think that everybody else can come out and say what they have to say, but his own children can't. That's obtuse. Okay, that's obtuse. At the end of the day, Roddy said Diddy strikes back. Okay, well, I'm here for it. I want to see it. I want to hear what they have to say. All right. So with that all been said, I'm going to conclude the broadcast. I love you all to life. Each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, and never destructive. And always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your lives. Until next time, I will talk to you all again soon. Peace.
Gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunsa. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all at Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threats. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got